Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Marla Benavides, and I come here today. I'd like to talk about my book, Inside Totalitarianism, Understanding the Anatomy and Physiology from a Cuban Perspective. I wrote this book in conjunction with the translation of my cousin because I feel that today it's very needed, and I wanted to address the fact that there are parallels to what happened in Cuba and what's going on in America today, and the chaos and divisions that are being fomented by the Democratic Party. Yes, I'm going to say the Democrat and certain people in the Republican Party called rhinos. So in my book, I'm going to briefly read my summary of the book. The book effectively delves into the intricate process through which democratic governments can transition into communism, analyzing the interplay of internal and external factors. It comprehensively examines diverse reasons that contribute to this shift, encompassing economic stability, institutional weakness, political polarization, external interventions, popular discontent, unmet expectations, class conflict, propaganda, manipulation, and charismatic leadership. I encourage you to buy my book. This is a paperback copy and it's only $25. The hardcover is $30. It talks about economic stability often triggering dissatisfaction with democratic governance, like we're seeing today with inflation. Currently, we are at crossroads and we have economic instability caused by the current president. This becomes a driving force towards communism. And that's where we're heading if we don't correct, which promises equality and social justice. Weak or corrupt institutions that fail to address societal concerns undermine trust in democracy, opening the door for propagation of communist ideals. In the presence of extreme political polarization, the effectiveness of governance is compromised, leading citizens to entertain radical solutions like communism. That's what the progressive movement would like. The influence of external powers or revolutionary movements exploiting democratic vulnerabilities to advance communism is explored, as in the role of widespread dissatisfaction with government performance, policies, or corruption in fostering support for alternative ideologies. Unrealistic expectations from democratic systems can breed disillusionment, paving the way for the acceptance of more radical concepts. My cousin's book also highlights how societal divisions and perceived injustices like racism, equity, and inclusion create fertile grounds for communist ideology to take root, offering solutions to address class struggles and inequality. The potential impact of propaganda and misinformation as we see today campaigns is elucidated. Particularly in contexts where unbiased information is scarce. Moreover, the book underscores how charismatic communist leaders can effectively inspire and mobilize support even within democratic frameworks. It is crucial to recognize that the transformation of democratic governments into totalitarian systems is not an inevitable outcome. Political shifts are intricate processes shaped by a myriad of factors unique to each nation. Additionally, the evolution of democratic states in totalitarian regimes is not a universal phenomenon. The path of political transformation vary significantly based on historical, cultural, and geopolitical contexts. In this exploration, the insights provided by James Madison in Federalist Paper number 39 assume significant relevance. Madison introduces a concept of a mixed form of governance, merging elements from both national and federal models in the newly proposed constitutional republic. This notion underscores the flexibility of governmental structures which can adapt and blend centralized authority with the sovereignty of individual states. The perspective aligns with the broader understanding that the trajectory of political change is molded by dynamic interactions between historical circumstances, societal values, and geopolitical influence. That is just a summary, and it's a really quick summary. I am not going to get into. I also talk about charting the resilience of the U.S. Constitution Representative Republic, a dynamic comparative study, and its enduring vigor. And I also talk about, in later chapters, Cuba's path to communism and its impact on American politics and economic landscape. And I also talk about safeguarding authentic liberty, the triumph of the Republic in America. And I give some biographies. So that you can explore on your own and read further. I will read probably the first chapter, the prologue. My introduction. I have undertaken this critical task of translating my cousin Salvador Subirats' work, presenting a compelling framework that sheds light on the Cuban experience. Amidst the assault on constitutional values during the Batista years in Anatomía y Physiología del Totalitarismo, Comentario para la Revolución Cubana, he delves into the Cuban Revolution, exploring the erosion of Cuban freedoms all across health, education, and the economy, like we're seeing in America today. From a Cuban perspective, it dissects the philosophies and structures of both liberty and tyranny. Today, 65 years later, the repercussions are palpable among Cubans on the island and in the Miami diaspora, with the fading hope of a return to their homeland. My cousin is the original author of the book titled Anatomy and Physiology del Totalitarismo. He was 20 years old when the Cuban Revolution took place, and like a majority of the Cuban populace, he supported the process with the hope of living in a time of privilege and witnessing great accomplishments for Cuba. For this reason, he created a memoir detailing everything that was happening, because he knew that the day would come when someone would need to tell the story. And that someone is his cousin, Marla Benavides. Moreover, as the months went by and the evaluation of the facts became more apparent, it became clear that things were not heading in the right direction. Fidel Castro's totalitarian principles, the growing influence of the PSP squad, and the evident falsehoods in the official discourse allowed one to foresee the end. At the age of 22, it wasn't easy to detach from the solidarity of his country, which was still growing and hopeful for the best, kind of like we are here in America. Recognizing his duty to take action, kind of like I did in running for office, he became involved in the conspiratorial activities of the Revolutionary Reconciliation Movement, RRM, where he later assumed national level responsibilities. On April 17, 1961, he was imprisoned and subsequently convicted for causing incident 238/61 by the Tribunal de Responsabilidad I forgot to change one letter. Responsibilities. I did notice. Oh, whatever. It took me 2 years to do this book. Give me credit. Tribunal of Responsibilities of Infractions, and sentences to 20 years in prison. He was transferred to confinement on Pine Island, where he witnessed demolished buildings and endured nearly 3 years of forced labor. In total, he spent 16 years in prison, starting in 1979. While in exile, he continued his pro-democracy. Starting in 1979, while in exile, he continued his pro-democracy efforts for Cuba and also served in the active militia. He passed away 4 years ago in June. Salvador Subirá artfully dissects Karl Marx's ideology and its transformation of Cuban society and culture, providing an insightful perspective on the core elements that reshaped the nation. And I contribute my analysis of the American constitutional values, drawing parallels between the Cuban experience and the growing influence of similar ideologies within the American society. So my next book, this is the first book, will be on the analysis of the American government. I unveil how the critical race theory agenda closely aligns with the communist takeover strategy that has long affected American education, turning citizens into functional illiterates with limited understanding of the Constitution. As the pages unfold, Subirá delves into the psychology and tactics behind Cuba's mass movement, illustrating the widespread brainwashing of students and the rise of repression, censorship, and propaganda, like we're seeing today online. In the quest for conformity, he exposes the manipulation of institutions, like we're seeing now, intellectuals, and the international community by Castro's regime. His insights offer valuable lessons for confronting these challenges in America. The book's significance is underscored by its call to action. It beckons readers to grasp the essence of Cuba's story as seen through the lens of my ancestors who fled for the turmoil. Amidst a rush to complete the translation, I align myself with the spirit of rebellion that defines my lineage. The urgency to share this narrative before the year concludes is evident, reflecting the deep commitment to justice and freedom. My message resonates with unwavering determination. It is a resounding call to defend liberty, not merely as an abstract concept, but as a tangible force in safeguarding societies. I emphasize that the book provides a crucial perspective on how freedom can be eroded and how the racism inherent in certain Marxist ideologies can corrode societies. Ultimately, my message is one of empowerment, urging every reader to engage with a transformative narrative and stand as defenders of liberty in a world that demands action. And that is your mini snippet into the book that I just created. So please go buy it. It's right now live on Amazon, and read it and comment below and let me know what you think. Review the book for me. I really appreciate it. If you would like a free copy with my signature, if you would like a copy with my autograph, I can send you a discounted copy for $20. But you'd have to go to my website, scroll down to the bottom, and donate $20 through Square. Thank you. So I'm willing to offer this book for $19.99 if you donate to me on my website. Thank you. Just let me know, just on Square, there's a way to, when you donate, just add your information, your address, your phone number, so that I can send you the copy and mail it to you with my autograph. Thanks. Have a good day. Like and subscribe. And don't forget, I'm Marla Benavides with espressoing me all day long with Cuban coffee.